Welcome, fellow healthcare professionals and anyone else who happens to be watching this short video. I'm Phillips, founder of the Mindfulness Institute.ca. I'd like to introduce you today to a variety of short, portable mindfulness exercises that can be practiced anytime, anywhere, to decrease stress and promote well-being, resilience, and flourishing in your personal and professional life. There's a lot of information and misinformation out there about mindfulness. Personally, I like Jon Kabat-Zinn's description of mindfulness as being about paying attention on purpose and without judgment to what is arising in this present moment, one moment at a time. When we're fully present in the present moment, we let go of thoughts about the past, future, and everything else but the simple experience of being right here, right now. Let's start with a brief awareness of breath exercise. And I invite you to do these little exercises and experiment with me as we go. So I'd like to invite you to let go of everything and bring the focus of your attention to your breath. Holding your breath in awareness as it spontaneously flows in and out in its own natural rate and rhythm. And if you care to, you could allow your eyes to close. This serves the purpose of shutting out visual distractions. Letting go of any sense of doing the breathing, of controlling the breath, or being the breather. And simply allowing the breath to breathe itself as it does 24/7, even when we're not aware of this. As best you can, experiment with effortlessly resting upon the surface of the breath, approaching each moment of the breath with openness, interest, and curiosity. Each moment a brand new moment, never experienced before, full of potential. Continuing to aim attention for the breath and sustain attention along the breath. And just taking one moment at a time. Opening to this moment of the breath and this one. And challenging yourself perhaps to do this moment by moment for the full duration of one in-breath, all the way in. And then when the out-breath begins, doing the same for the full duration of one out-breath. No need to rush or hurry. And when you've completed your current breath cycle, gently opening your eyes if these have been closed, and noticing what is here for you right now. Noticing any and all sensations in your body, particularly if there's any tension in shoulders, neck, etc. Notice the state of your mind and any thoughts going through it, and your emotional state and any emotions present. Now, if we were doing this exercise in person, we'd explore your experience, and chances are that most, if not all of you, noticed the mind wandering. And we accept that the mind wanders. And the work of mindfulness is to identify and notice when the mind is off elsewhere, and gently but firmly bring it back to the present moment and whatever we're focusing on in the present moment, if we have a chosen point of focus. Since we are exploring applications of mindfulness to mitigate stress, I'd like to say a few words about stress. First, it's impossible to eliminate stress. Secondly, stressors can certainly be external, but they can also be internal. Things like emotions, physical sensations, thoughts, or other inner reactions. Third, we're all experiencing enormous stressors. In fact, there's a pandemic of mental health issues due to these stressors. Amidst the magnitude of this stress, as healthcare professionals, we have numerous inner sources of stress, including feelings of helplessness. The list of stressors that healthcare professionals are facing these days may seem endless, including feelings, anger, frustration, exhaustion, difficult discussions and interpersonal interactions. Say another aspect of mindfulness that we can practice to help mitigate stress are the attitudes inherent in mindfulness. And these include the attitudes of openness, interest, curiosity, patience, kindness, non-judgmental awareness, gratitude, compassion, and acceptance. And let's pause and focus for a few moments on acceptance and self-compassion practice. You don't have to like something to accept it. Acceptance simply means accepting what is here in this moment because it's here right now. It's already here. It's not here forever, just for now. So we can practice acceptance throughout the day of things that arise externally or internally. And when we become aware of inner emotions in particular, but could be physical pain, this is an opportunity to practice self-compassion. And there are a couple basic steps to self-compassion. Firstly, we need to identify that we're hurting, that we're suffering. And we can do this just by noticing or acknowledging this hurts. And the second step is to offer ourselves the same kindness and caring that we would offer a dear friend or someone we loved. Perhaps simply with a gesture of a hand over our heart or some silent words of affirmation. This really hurts. Or I'd really like to be here to support you. Labeling emotions, sometimes referred to as name to tame, is another useful practice. Placing a label on emotion that's present has been demonstrated to decrease amygdala activity. So throughout the day, just touching base and noticing what emotion is present right now. And rather than identifying yourself as the emotion, like I'm so angry, there's far more to you than the anger, noticing that anger is present right now, or sadness is present right now. And applying, again, you can apply self-compassion. I'd invite you also, we can do this exercise right now as well, to check in with yourself throughout the day. And this can help regulate stress levels. Check in with your body. What are you noticing in your body? Any particular areas of muscle tension, such as in the shoulders, neck, face, or jaw. And if you notice this, you have the opportunity to release some of the tension. Noticing the state of your mind and any particular thoughts that are going through your mind. And notice your emotional state and any particular emotions. And fourthly, noticing without changing anything, noticing the breath. Notice whether the breath is slow or fast or somewhere in between, deep or shallow or somewhere in between, broad or narrow or somewhere in between. And you could silently invite the breath to become slower, deeper, and broader. No forcing or controlling, just inviting and silently repeating these words and inviting your breath to mirror the meaning of the words and the pace. You could also ask yourself 3 questions through the day. 1, at any given moment, what is arising now? What is arising externally? What is arising internally? Second question, particularly regarding what is arising internally, is this helpful? What does this create? And third question, what is called for now in the interest of dealing with this situation most skillfully? There are infinite ways of bringing mindfulness practice into your daily life, simply by focusing and bringing your full attention to what is here in this present moment. So this could include anything. As healthcare professionals or otherwise, when you're washing your hands, noticing the temperature of the water, noticing the lather of the soap, noticing the movement of your hands and the sensations of one hand against the other. Right now, noticing your feet against the floor, and you could actually press your feet into the floor. This has been demonstrated in research, in one research paper, to be helpful in regulating affect. This could be extended into mindful walking, which is simply bringing awareness to the process of walking, either by focusing on the soles of your feet or by breaking walking into 3 steps, noticing the shifting of weight, the lifting of one leg, and then the placing of the foot, shifting, lifting, placing. You could practice listening mindfully, being fully present, noticing when your mind has wandered off, and bringing it back to give the person you're listening to your full attention. The same thing with speaking or talking mindfully. And I could go on, but you get the idea, and hopefully this will give you lots of ideas for bringing mindfulness into your personal and professional life. Thank you for joining me today. My hope is that these practices are helpful to you in managing stress in your life and in rediscovering greater creativity, joy, and peace amidst these stressful times.